Atlantic City, New Jersey, and the Hercules Tires MAAC Basketball Championships. Quinnipiac taking on Siena, the third-seeded Saints. Been down here a long time waiting for their first action as Quinnipiac defeated Marist in the first round to get to this point. Welcome to ESPN College Basketball, everyone. Eddie Acapinti alongside Chris Smooth Williams. It's my MAAC champion joining me here tonight. Smooth, is our first chance to take a look at the third-seeded Siena Saints.
Best time of the year, March Madness. These teams are getting after it, Eddie.
And Quinnipiac got after it against Marist. They'll try to be the first 11 seed to make it into the semifinals. A tough task in front of them. And for the Bobcats to advance, let's take a look at your Tropicana keys to victory.
Okay, take a look at the shots for Quinnipiac. They have to shoot the ball with confidence. Last game, shot the three ball very well. On the flip side, they have to lock in on defense. Play their plan all the way through because sometimes they get a little lax when they shoot the ball very well. For Siena, get out in transition. They have athletes. They can score very quickly and play together. Playing together is so big for them because they have stellar players, but when they play together, they can hit you with that real knockout punch.
Those are Chris's Tropicana keys to the game. Everything is better at Tropicana Atlantic City. Tropicana provides an unparalleled experience. The last time Siena took the court in this building, it was the 8-9 game in the first round last season when they fell to eventual champion Iona. The last time, remember, they won their only tournament game back in the 2020 tournament that was ultimately canceled. So they're ready and excited to be back in Atlantic City.
Siena is one of those teams in our conference. They don't rebuild, they reload. Again, coming off a disappointing loss last season, they're right back in the thick of things. Seed number 2.
Saints without one of their all-league players in Anthony Gaines. As you take a look at the Siena starting lineup presented by Ready Nutrition, they're actually down 2 starters, both Gaines and Nick Hopkins missing tonight's game. Gaines out for the remainder of the year. Hopkins not starting but is available tonight for Carmen Massarello.
And Eddie, that's so important. Obviously, you lose an all-league player when you talk about Gaines. On the flip side, that's why it's important. One of my keys, playing together. You still have quality players that can win a game in this tournament and go further.
That shot was off the mark from Desi Jones, who's maybe playing as good a basketball as any guard in this conference as Javian McCollum starts our scoring for Siena.
Good looking move there by McCollum, coming off the screen tight, gets into that mid-range. You're seeing a lot of guards understanding and using the mid-range very well. Talking about Jones, doing a magnificent job running the show for this Quinnipiac team, being the floor general.
Great look, Marfo finding the cutting, Taimu Shinnery.
Marfo is no question the best passing big man in our league. He reminds me a lot of Drummond on the Brooklyn Nets. Drummond, who passes the ball well, goes to the glass strong, gives you that feel when you see Marfo. Again, goes to the glass very hard, looks to pass the basketball, doesn't look to score as much in the post.
Well, far and away the leading assist man for Quinnipiac this season. That was his 115th assist of the year. There's Matt Belanc exploding to the basket.
And that's the word you use for Matt. Very explosive, gets to the lane, using the good English off the glass.
Just under 15 points a game for Matt Belanc. He scored 3 a game as a sophomore last year. There is Colby Rogers, one of the best shooters in the league. This time going to share it with Jackson Stormo. Double team. He'll find the cutting. Billups!
Hey! Billups! Say it with your chest. Great pass, and Billups goes up off of 2 feet.
Now Jared Billups with a highlight. Let's go back the other way, and the buckets continue. Desi Jones.
Love the pace of this ball game early, Eddie.
Here's McCollum all alone straight away. Javian McCollum's got 5 in the early going.
Excellent flow. Love the youngster. Again, got to the mid-range on his first shot. That time felt much more comfortable. Open 3, nails it.
Really good freshman season for McCollum. Shot just under 50% from the floor. Here is Jacob Rigoni, one of the veterans of this Quinnipiac team. Now Marfo going to go to the left hand.
Excellent job going to the paint. You notice no double team. He understood that, able to maneuver closer to the bucket.
Inside out look. Michael Bear knocks down the three.
Both teams are ready to rock.
10-8. We haven't even reached the first media timeout. Intensity at a fever pitch. Belanc the turnaround. But we hit the ground hard, and the loose ball foul will keep things on this end of the floor.
Excellent activity by both teams, Eddie. Multiple efforts on each play.
Smooth, you're seeing great passing, great shot making. It hasn't taken these teams any time to get right in a rhythm.
And you're right about that. Usually it takes maybe to the first time out before both teams get accustomed to the rims, get accustomed to each other. But off the start here, both of these teams are ready to play.
Here's Jones. Marfo. First one was missed. Jones will track it down, 10 seconds to shoot. Oh, and Belanc was on the out-of-bounds line. That was a tough spot to catch the ball. I don't think he was even prepared for it as it got really crowded in the middle.
We used to see a lot of those per ball game players not being aware where they are on the floor. However, that time early in the game, not understanding just the size over there. But like you said, caught off guard, not aware that that pass was coming.
Quite frankly, I think he thought Desi Jones was going to shoot it.
Agree.
Here is Bear. That's off the mark. Marfo, one of the best rebounders in the country, will bring it into the front court. Quick shot in the corner from Shinnery is short, and here comes McCollum. Billups, he's a running highlight. Jared Billups and one.
You like Billups. I talked about them getting out in transition. You have athletes who like to run. Great finish by the young fella.
Well, Billups with that bucket, but it was an earlier bucket, Chris, that got everybody off their feet.
Billups, nice feed, and he gets right up and he says it with his chest. Put that in your face going into the timeout for Siena. Siena down to just 8 scholarship players in this game, but don't tell that to Jared Billups. Not at all. Again, running the floor very well. Oftentimes you see players stop at the three-point line. Eddie looking for the pass. However, Drummond breaks the angle, goes strong to the cup, looking for an and one. We mentioned that Siena's without Anthony Gaines. Nick Hopkins not starting. Just 8 scholarship players available, but the third-seeded Saints lead Quinnipiac 12-8 at the first media timeout. Well, when you mention missing both of those players, they both handle the ball very well. Good size when you talk about Gaines. He's one of those do-everything type guys in our league. That's a difficult matchup. However, they can compensate it because Siena has really elite talent for our league also.
Yeah, it was was the last day of the regular season when Anthony Gaines, who's one of the team captains and a third-team selection, up at Canisius. 3 seconds left, was bringing the ball up floor, and ultimately went down with an injury that will keep him out now for the Saints' playoff push.
Very unfortunate. Anthony Gaines, one of the better players in our league. You talked about being an all-conference player. Wish him well. Looking forward to seeing him come back next season.
Phillips converted that conventional three-point play, as that was J.J. Riggins who couldn't finish. Jones set him up.
Beautiful feed by Jones. Got deep into that lane, draw the defense over. Riggins has to finish that at the rim.
So we do see now Nick Hopkins, the graduate student from Fayetteville, Tennessee, into the game.
And Hopkins is one of the leaders on this team. This guy will knock down open shots when they're available.
Here is Michael Bear, 5 seconds to shoot. Hopkins will return it over to Bear. And he'll knock down another three.
Very good dribble drive action here by Nick Hopkins. Bear has his feet, hands ready to shoot, knocks down the three ball.
You love March Madness basketball. You love playoff time. Who's going to step up? Those X factors. Michael Bear putting his name in there already.
Eddie, you're so right about that. You want your stars to be stars, and you often need a player to step up. And that's one of the stars for Quinnipiac, Jacob Rigoni, knocking down the three ball.
Had 7 threes in the first round win over Marist. Rogers off the mark. Here comes Jones. Now, Jacob Rigoni's been a lights-out shooter in this league for a long time.
Stepped into the league ready to play.
Jones, little turnaround in the lane.
This young man right here, Rogers, is a shot maker. Love what he brings to the table.
Brendan McGuire going to pick up Stormo on the screen switch. And Stormo can't finish. Riggins with the board.
Even on the miss, I think that's a solid shot for Jackson Stormo, one of the better bigs in our league. No double team. Anytime you get into the post, try to score with 2 feet in the lane.
Now McGuire picks up his dribble on no man's land. Now he'll go to Riggins. Riggins, the catch on the screen. Hopkins with the rebound and run. Beautiful move. Rogers stepped back, didn't have it cleanly, and Quinnipiac will get it back.
Right about that. Everything is set to finish. Again, Rogers, a shot maker, able to create space to get that shot off. But Riggins has to finish on the other end for Quinnipiac. Anytime you're close to the rim, you can't afford to miss those chippies.
McCollum will return for Siena, and we get our first look as well at the 6'6" junior, Jordan Kellier. Here's McGuire again to that wing screen and roll with Riggins. Oh, the big man goes to work.
That's good stuff right there, Eddie. I love what he did there. Off the initial catch, wasn't ready, wasn't prepared, took his time, took a dribble back, got back into the lane. Nice half hook.
There is Billups, who's already provided a spark for Siena. He drives right at Riggins. A little turnaround shot, and there is Jones and Rigoni down low. Jones using a couple of screens. Belanc lost a shoe on the way to the rim. And then 2 different Saints tie him up. It'll stay this end of the floor. And Matt Belanc goes so fast, full speed, came out of 1 shoe.
He was going so hard. I believe the Quinnipiac Bobcats wear Adidas. He might need a new pair.
He just does everything at full speed. You know how coaches say in practice, cut
Exactly.
hard, play hard. He listens.
I watched this team during their practice walkthrough. Full speed ahead. These guys were going after it.
Belanc, one of truly the more improved players in all of college basketball, improving his scoring average from last year to this year by over 11 points a game. Quinnipiac has checked in Louis Courtright for the first time. McGuire to the up and under move, switching hands mid-shot.
Aggressive move by McGuire. He's one of the players I think is an X factor. Love his size, love his skill set. when he's aggressive, I think this Quinnipiac team is at their best.
McCollum gets the friendly roll.
The young fella has come out really aggressive. Again, when you're aggressive, Eddie, you get rolls like that.
Has made all 3 of his shots here in the first half. 7 points for JV and McCollum. Jones, backdoor cut.
My man Marfo, Kev with a beautiful pass. Again, you don't see a lot of guards able to make that pocket pass. As I stated earlier, he reminds me so much of Andre Drummond, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, traded from the Sixers.
Marfo got a hand on that, taking it away from Stormo. Here is Louis Courtright. Jones, well, he'll be whistled for the offensive foul. Bodying with McCollum.
Interesting. I love to see that one again. I thought Jones did a good job, but he was called for the foul. Quinnipiac only down 1, 17-18 to Siena.
Good pace to this one in the first half. Siena with a 1-point lead. Let's send it over to the third member of our crew, Daryl Fine, who has a special guest.
Thank you, Eddie. And of course, if you know anything about the MAAC, you know that the Siena Saints, they lead the league in attendance year after year. And, well, they brought a big contingent with them, cheerleaders, of course. But if you're going to do it right, you're going to do it right. This is Baloo, 2-year-old Baloo. Slobber's okay. 2-year-old Baloo, the Siena Saint Bernard mascot. He has come along with them because if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. Say hello to Baloo. Also, probably the most well-behaved fan as well. Thank you.
Daryl and Baloo, thank you very much.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
I'll tell you, you have to watch out for the collateral damage around Baloo, like Daryl said, a little slobber in the middle of the interview.
Yes, indeed.
And we'll check back in with Daryl throughout our game. He'll be manning the sidelines. 10:49 to go here in the first half. Siena's brought in 6'5" senior Robert Mahala into the game. Quinnipiac has re-entered Taimu Shinnery in a 18-17 Siena lead.
And this is the end of the floor you want to keep an eye on for Quinnipiac. How much can they defend and how long will they defend?
That was the first miss from McCollum. Here's Rigoni, shot ready, left wing.
I like it, Eddie. Shot ready, so important. Again, a guy like him, when he shoots it with confidence, he's going to knock it down most of the time.
Oh, and then coming up with a play on the defensive end. That 3 gives Quinnipiac a 2-point lead. And Courtright will add to it.
And the three-point shooting becomes contagious. Again, when one player knocks one down, you feel like you can knock it down. And I talked about the defense. It helps your defense. Also, take a look at this. He takes a look at the defender. Not enough space there for the defense. He raises up, knocks down the three ball. Right now, Quinnipiac rolling.
They've knocked down 3 from beyond the arc, 2 from Rigoni, that last one from Courtright, and the 11th seeded Bobcats lead by 5.
When you take a look at this Bobcats team, and I made the point about how long will they defend. So a lot of people might be saying, well, Smooth, what do you mean? Teams like Quinnipiac oftentimes don't want to defend long because they want to get out and score and shoot the basketball. However, when they're shooting so well, it raises their defensive intensity, as you can see now. They're in a nice rhythm. If I were Siena, I like to come down on this possession, move the basketball around, make them defend.
And the timeout from Carmen Massarello now will allow him to draw something up for Siena to come out of the timeout. You know, they started this game incredibly hot from the field, but Quinnipiac has settled in and started smooth going inside, but now hitting from outside.
Would love to see Jackson Stormo touch the ball on this possession.
Well, here's Colby Rogers. He'll get inside. Second try was off the mark, and here's Courtright.
Good job by the Bobcats on the glass.
Rigoni finding the cutting McGuire.
Beautiful cut, need to finish that. You'd like to see McGuire try to dunk it if he can.
Trying to post up Stormo, gets the touch, will face up on Marfo. And Marfo poked it away, but a whistle with 9:20 remaining in the first.
Good move, Jackson. Solid post up, shoulders squared. If you're big, when the double team isn't coming, take your time, get into that lane. Good things always happen.
Traffic on that right side as now they isolate Stormo. Goes to work on Marfo on the baseline spin.
Eddie, you can't complain about that shot. It's a nice soft shot, high percentage. Keep going to it.
Well, Stormo's a guy who's had a really nice season, 11.7 rebounds a game. Courtright, a little behind his intended target, and that was good defense by Billups.
Really good recovery there by Billups.
Rogers, that one looked better off his hands.
Rogers, again, a shot maker. He's the type of guy who can get into a good rhythm very quickly.
Yeah, Rogers is such a talented player, a second team all MAAC selection, 14 a game. Oh, Marfo and Courtright not on the same page, and that'll be a turnover.
Eddie, that's such a tough pass, trying to get your big involved. Obviously, it's a pocket pass. Bigs are used to you seeing that off the bounce. That's coming straight at you. Spacing's not great. So, again, you have to give that turnover to the guard.
Stormo waiting for action to clear in front of him. Just 15 to shoot, and Courtright took it away.
Active hands. Early Stormo missed Billups, who was cutting in the lane. He was wide open.
Here's Riggins operating on the baseline. Keeps it alive. It allows Rigoni to track it down. And a foul right in front of us. It'll be on Colby Rogers. His first foul gets us to the media timeout with Quinnipiac leading by 3.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Book your New Jersey summer getaway now. Go for those sunshine vibes and sand buckets of beach and boardwalk fun. Celebrate life's brightest moments. Then linger a while in your urban oasis, forest retreat, or oceanside bliss. Boost your mood in New Jersey's Feel Great destinations. Create your escape at visitnj.org/booknow.
Our first quarterfinal of the night as you look at the history between these two, the Bobcats and the Saints. Even though Siena this year, Chris, the better of both of the prior matchups.
Well, again, you take a look at this graphic here, Quinnipiac winning the last matchup in the tournament. However, during the season here, Siena got the best of them in both games. But I'm going to give something to you, Eddie, that a lot of people don't understand, but I'll explain it a little bit further later. Oftentimes in our league, home games can be fool's gold. Say, hey, Smooth, what do you mean fool's gold? Because you play so well at home, everybody has a great feel, especially somewhere like Siena. So difficult to beat them on a Friday night when your fan base is really there. However, in a setting like this is when you know so much about your team, where a Quinnipiac team can be in a neutral setting and be solid against a really good Siena team.
Riggins' second field goal, 5-point Quinnipiac lead. Stormo from the free throw line.
Two big fellas getting involved there. Riggins that last time down, able to power through. Stormo knocking down a soft jumper from that mid-range area inside the free throw line.
Screen and roll, look, Riggins to the rim.
Beautiful job with that dribble handoff. Again, Siena not on the same page on how they're going to guard that. You have to talk on defense.
Stormo lost it, but a whistle. Actually, two whistles, both officials with the call with 6:50 remaining in the first half.
Riggins, Philly tough, a little undersized, but he's so strong in that post area. He's going to pose problems just with his body.
Five-point Quinnipiac lead. Again, they knocked off Marist in the first round, 77-52 on the strength of 17 three-pointers.
Wow.
Good ball movement. Billups will step into one. Stormo on the offensive glass. McCollum going to use the bank shot.
I like the raise up by McCollum. Again, good bounce on that jumper using the glass.
He's been the offensive star so far for Siena, 9 points.
And you like the young fella coming out aggressive. When you're a freshman, you're not sure exactly what you're going to get a lot of times, but when they come out ready to play, it's always a bonus.
Right wing three, time moves, Shinnery.
Shinnery knocking down the three ball. There was some contact on that shot. Another Philly native.
McCollum in and out. Quinnipiac leading by 6 with under 6 minutes to go. Is Courtright going to turn the corner? Kick out, Belung. His three is good, and Quinnipiac making it rain for the second straight game.
Eddie, that's beautiful dribble drive action. Strong to the cup, sucking the defense, open three.
And a turnover on the other end.
And it never fails for this Quinnipiac team. When they're shooting the ball well, it carries over to their defense.
Courtright flips it up and in.
Talk to me, Mr. Courtright. Again, that time going to the lane strong with the high floater.
An 11-point first half lead for the 11th seed. McCollum, ton of contact down low. Bears three off the mark. There's Stormo.
Jackson Stormo cleaning up the mess down there. Strong rebound with two hands, goes back up and jams it home.
Well, there was a ton of contact under the basket that previous possession. 3 different players hitting the deck.
Tournament time, Eddie. Play through contact.
That one finally off the mark. Quinnipiac seems to have hit everything else this half. Rogers back the other way. Oh, look at Billups skying for the putback.
Billups with good bounce for a guard in that 6'4", 6'5" range, able to get off the floor quickly.
Now Louis Courtright is trying to call timeout, and finally timeout is awarded. And while Courtright was trying to call timeout, one of the officials was having a conversation with Carmen Massarello, and we kind of all get to catch our breath now. Quinnipiac leading 35-28, 4:17 to go here in the first half. Seven-point Bobcats lead. Smooth and I will be right back. Tonight's broadcast of ESPN College Basketball is brought to you in part by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com. Jersey Mike Subs, a sub above. And by Levy Recognition. Recognition solutions that elevate performance. Oh, you see the night views of Atlantic City, Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. Chris, we got another good one. Every time you and I get together for the MAAC tournament, you can guarantee one thing, a really good basketball game.
Always a safe bet if you rock with us in Atlantic City. Smoothie and Eddie-O. But if you take a look at Quinnipiac, as well as they've been shooting the basketball, turnover right here, Siena is still right in the ball game.
Billups pleading his case there that he did not touch it.
No turnover.
We'll stay this end of the floor. Quinnipiac shooting 60% from the floor here in the first half. Belunk, rise and fire for three.
Wow, that's solid defense, much better offense on the raise up three.
You know, they beat Marist by 25 in the first round. How confident does this Bobcats team look?
One of the keys, shoot the ball with confidence, play with confidence, and that's what they're doing.
Marfo in the passing lane with the steal. McGuire going to get inside. Hopkins will try to push the other way for Siena. Rogers right to the cup and a foul.
Rogers so quick, change of direction. He's going left really quickly, goes back to the right. When you're even, I'm leaving. That's why he gets the contact, going to the line to shoot two. Look how quickly he changes direction. It's a little bit earlier before that. He was going left, comes back right quickly. Anytime you have a player like Rogers who has great length, 6'4", 6'5" frame, in our league, so good going to the cup.
And just 1 for 6 for one of the better offensive players in the league in Colby Rogers. This is a a key trip to the free throw line for him. Watch the ball go through the rim a few times, get comfortable.
And you're right about that. It means nothing for a guy like this, especially considering that they have some players who aren't there, meaning gains. He has to take shots. I said it earlier, stars have to be stars in the tournament.
Well, and Rogers has been on quite a tear. In his last 4 games, he is 15 of 25 from 3. Siena needs that shooting, down 9.
In my opinion, if you're an all-league player, you need to prove it in the tournament.
Well, Siena forcing the Quinnipiac turnover. Well, Shinnery almost got in there for the steal. Hopkins, step back 3. Loose ball, scramble situation. Shinnery will come away with it.
Love the tournament hustle. Teams getting after it, going to the floor.
Two and a half minutes to go. 38-29 Quinnipiac.
Jones so good with the basketball, Eddie. You want your point guard to be able to handle it.
Well, Hopkins all over him. Jones will step back 3. And the rebound pulled down by Michael Bear.
Good box out.
Rogers going to get himself to the baseline. Hopkins with good hustle, but it will go into the backcourt. Now, they called Billups for a travel, but that probably was going to be over the back, right?
No, not at all. You can't assume that ball was touched. Billups assuming that it's going to be a backcourt violation. You got to go after it regardless. He assumed that, called for the traveling violation right in front of the head coach. And Coach Carmen's like, come on, Billups, no.
Excellent point. I guess play to the whistle regardless.
Play to the whistle,
right.
Play to zeros on the board. Officials did not see it. Billups assuming it's a backcourt violation. He just picks it up, call for the traveling violation.
Haven't had the shot clock wind down a whole bunch here in this first half. Bergoni's 3 off the front of the rim, and here comes Billups. Kellier will step into a 3, rattled in and out.
Touched all the rim and comes out on him.
And Kellier took that one with confidence with 1:30 to go. It's a 9-point Quinnipiac lead. Courtwright gets himself all the way inside.
Courtwright using his strength. He's played a really good first half.
Seven points for Louis Courtwright. McCollum, open shot for 3. There's Marfo all over the glass.
It's a shot he can definitely make at the top of the key. However, I think Siena's shooting a little quickly. I would love to see that ball get into the paint.
Belunk, 1 dribble pull-up. McCollum, 2-for-1 chance if he wants it with 40 seconds to go. Kellier again. This one is all net.
You called it, Eddie. Excellent 2-for-1 action in transition, secondary break.
And the way Kellier missed the first one, you knew he was putting up as soon as he could again.
Shooters shoot. And he's a lefty.
See, about 4 seconds separate our shot and game clock. Quinnipiac has shot 55% from the floor here in the first half. Courtwright, a wild take to the basket. It's an offensive foul. Kellier, who just hit the 3, drew it.
Excellent job drawing the contact by Kellier, standing in that lane area. Courtwright a little out of control. Again, comes off the screen, has the move there. You'd like to see him pull straight up, but he continues to go in, call for the charging violation.
A chance here for Siena to execute this 2-for-1 chance with Kellier just hitting the 3 and then the stop, and now a chance to further cut into this 8-point lead.
And Eddie, you called that right on the money about the 2-for-1. So many players do not understand that. It took me into my junior year to understand 2-for-1.
If you can execute it, it is such an advantage. Hopkins will step into the 1. And this one to beat the buzzer. Oh, a couple of times short for Nick Hopkins, and we get to halftime with the 11th seed Quinnipiac leading 3rd seeded Siena by 8. And before we step out, Daryl Fine is going to be joined by Baker Dunleavy. Curious to get his thoughts of what his Bobcats did in the first half against Siena. Let's send it over to Daryl now, who's with Baker Dunleavy.
Coach, you come in, losers of 6 straight coming into the tournament. 30% during that time, 30% from 3. Last night, 49%. First half, 55% from 3. Not only that, you're controlling the paint.
Yeah, to us, that's the most important thing right now on both ends. Control the paint. Good things come when you do that, whether they're open threes or layups. So we got to keep doing that on both ends, but I'm proud of our defensive effort. Just that Siena's got some good guys who are tough to defend.
Yeah, now during the regular season they beat you twice, Rogers really was a factor. Did you game plan for him specifically, or because you've done a great job this first half?
Yeah, we do, and I promise you, we did it the first 2 times too. But he's just a good player, so if he gets loose or gets any space at all, he can make tough shots, and those are the toughest one to prepare for. So we got to just keep doing our jobs and hope he misses.
Thanks, Baker.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck in the second half. Baker Dunleavy.
Well, Daryl, thank you so much. Quinnipiac and Baker Dunleavy leading Siena here at the break, 40-32. Now let's take a look at your bracket here in the Hercules Tires MAAC Men's Basketball Championship. Got a good one here between Quinnipiac and Siena, but Chris, we've had a great tournament to date. The shocker last night with Ryder beating Iona, and then St. Peter's just doing what they do, topping Fairfield.
Well, again, when you start off with Ryder and Iona, for people within the league like you and I, it's not a shocker, maybe a little surprised. However, when you go around this league and you understand a team like Ryder on a given night can beat an Iona, and it happened. Unfortunately for Iona, it probably takes away that idea of possibly getting at-large bid. But again, they are the best team in our league, at least they were. But on a given night, you can be beat. You take a look at Monmouth and Niagara, that's going to be a good one. St. Peter's right now playing exceptional defense. Did a great job on Fairfield. We're looking at a good one right now. Honestly, with Quinnipiac up 40-32. I would not be sad if I'm Siena because I believe in the second half they won't make as many shots and we'll get a chance to get back in it.
Well, I guess at some point Quinnipiac has to cool off, but if you're a Bobcats fan, maybe that doesn't happen for a couple of days.
If you're a Bobcats fan, you have to be ecstatic because when they shoot the ball well, it correlates to everything. You talked about Coach Baker Dudley be talking about the defense. They play much better defense when they're shooting the ball well.
Interesting how that works, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
We've got 2 quarterfinals tonight, this one between Quinnipiac and Siena, and then our next one against Niagara and Monmouth. The winners of these 2 matchups move on into Friday's semifinals. We're awaiting them. We'll be Ryder and St. Peter's, respectively. This is the best time of year, isn't it?
No doubt about it.
Chris and I will be right back after a brief timeout. That's your bracket here in Atlantic City. More coming up at the half.
Yes,
Misting
right.
Well, it's not just tournament times for the teams in the league, but when a bunch of mascots get together, it's hard to get buckets in a mascot suit.
Really difficult, but again, if you're a shooter, you can make some shots.
Shoot or shoot, right?
No doubt about it.
Chris Williams, Eddie Acapinti here with you. Bring you back to Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City. 40-32 here at the break, Chris. 11 seed Quinnipiac trying to pull the stunner now for 2 games in a row.
You love the way they've been shooting the basketball. Great confidence. You have guys stepping up. I talked about how their shooting affects their defense. They're playing much better defense. But again, if you're Siena, if I'm a Siena fan, I'm feeling pretty good because I don't think they'll shoot as well in the second half. And Siena's been getting some good shots that they've been missing.
And in that first half, Siena started off this game strong, going to the basket. Phillips, McCollum getting hoops. What else do the Saints need to do to get back in this
The
one?
most important thing for me, if I'm a Siena fan, I would like to see the ball go inside a little bit more. I think Jackson Stormo can dictate things inside that paint. We talked about Marfo. He's a good big, but I don't think they want to defend as well in that painted area. Get Jackson some touches.
You know, one of the things that you talk about at length, not just in this game, but covering the league, got to let the stars be stars. Who are you keeping an eye on in the second half? Let's first start with Siena.
For Siena, Kobe Rogers. Again, he's a second-team all-conference player. I like to get him more shots. I like to see him be more aggressive, play downhill.
And then for Quinnipiac, you saw a handful of players contribute. Really, it was a take-your-pick. We know Matt Belanca is special, but Rigoni doing what he does in the postseason.
You'd like to see Jacob shoot the basketball well again, because when he shoots the ball, it opens up everything for everyone else. That lane starts to get open. They get the pocket passes they've been doing. But shooting is so important for this Quinnipiac team.
And we really saw Quinnipiac, I thought, get into offensive rhythm better, more easily than Siena. Is that more of what Quinnipiac's doing well, or Siena needing to turn up the defense?
I think it's what Quinnipiac is doing very well. I thought for a stretch there, Siena kind of lost their defensive identity with the dribble handoff series. I thought they did a really good job getting into the lane area. You would think coming into this game, Siena would dictate the paint.
We saw last night Ryder knock off Iona. Top seed going down. Third seed's in trouble here. What do you think?
I think everybody got excited when they saw Iona go down and say, well, listen, we got a better chance now. But I think this is a solid league. Everybody has a chance on a given day. During the course of the league, some teams that had good days and bad days. You want to have your good days during the tournament.
Well, we'll come back after this timeout and see if the 11th seed can continue its magical run so far, with Quinnipiac leading Siena by 8 here at the break. Take a look at your first half highlights here in this quarterfinal with Quinnipiac leading by 8.
You like when the Saints knocked down the 3-ball, but we know Quinnipiac was on fire. In this case here, Cordwright with a good pass. Jacob knocks it down from 3. He's hot from the last game.
Another solid first half. Rigoni with 2 threes, 7 of them against Maris. Chris, Quinnipiac had 6 in the first half. They're actually slowing down their tempo from that 17.
And again, becomes contagious. But look at Jackson Stormo in that lane. I look forward to seeing more of that in the second half.
Well, before we get to the second half, we will send it over to the third member of our crew. Daryl Fine is with Carmen Massarello.
They shot the ball pretty well. They controlled the paint a little bit, but you're only down 8, so it's still very much in the game.
Yeah, great start for us. I thought we did a decent job. We can't quick shoot the ball. We can't think we got to make up for, a deficit in one possession. If we share the ball, guard them in transition, but we got to play at our pace. We don't want to go up and down.
Anything different? What did you say to your guys? I mean, you are shorthanded.
Hey, we've been here before, but that's what Siena basketball is about. We're going to overcome.
Thanks. Good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, gentlemen.
Daryl, Coach, thank you so much. Let's take a look at those first half stats, and you see Quinnipiac 55% from both the field and 3.
High percentage, and again, when you play the numbers, I know this Quinnipiac fans like, oh, Smooth, come on. The numbers tell you will not shoot that higher percentage in the second half, but they still can do very well. I like the way they move the basketball, and Coach talked about it. Good ball movement, finds good shots for Siena. Paint touches are important. You don't have to come right back and try to quick shoot like Siena did. like Quinnipiac did if you're Siena. I like Siena controlling the tempo. I think they have a solid big base. Stormo needs to get more touches.
Daryl mentioned it, a short-handed Siena team. No Anthony Gaines, again, missing this game and the rest of the season with an injury suffered in the regular season finale up at Canisius, while Quinnipiac got surprising 15 points off of its bench, shot the lights out on Tuesday night, doing it again here on Thursday.
And when you bring up Gaines, one of those guys who handles the ball, makes really good decisions for Siena, so you do miss that to a certain extent, but they have enough.
Well, Siena started this game off relentlessly attacking the basket. See if it's how they start the second half as well. Here's Billups going to use the screen on the wing. Pull up from the free throw line. Jones, 4 points in that first half, has been on just a tear offensively with 20 in 3 of his last 5 games, but got his teammates involved early on.
Again, you can't measure Jones's performance by his points because he's been doing a really good job as a facilitator.
Good defense, Michael Bear. Let's run the other way with the Saints. Bear, who made the defensive play, and now will draw the Jacob Rigoni foul.
And that's what you want to see. Attack mode. Go at Quinnipiac. Make them defend. And when I said that earlier, I really just mean move the ball side to side. You're not going to get a straight line drive off the first possession. Make them defend for over 20 seconds if possible.
It was Rigoni's first foul. "15 seconds for Siena." McCollum. Rogers into the paint to the pull-up jumper. Bear the offensive rebound.
Good rebound by Marfo. Eddie, if you notice, really good rebounders go up with 2 hands. People who don't rebound well, like guys like you or myself, try to go up with 1 hand, never get it. But again, a guy like Kevin Marfo goes up strong with 2 hands every time.
And that's why he's led this league in rebounding a couple of times in his career. He catches it, gathers it, and gives Quinnipiac a 10-point lead.
That time went right at the chest of Jackson Stormo, caught him off balance, therefore he couldn't block the shot.
Stormo sets the screen for McCollum. He'll return the favor into the paint. Stormo to the left hand.
Big on the paint touches. I like Jackson inside. Beautiful pass.
Screen coming from Matt Belunk. Jones returns it. Belunk straight away three is good.
Can't be late on Matt on that shot. Again, you got to talk and communicate. Excellent play off the screen and roll.
McCollum to the pull-up jumper with the answer.
Even with the make, Coach Carm talked about the quick shots. That's not really what Siena wants to do. They want to slow the pace down a little bit.
Jones going to turn the corner after the screen. Rigoni. Stormo going to step out. The big man showing touch.
Pushing the pace there, McCollum in transition, secondary action.
Really impressed with Javian McCollum tonight.
No question about it.
His 4th assist, also a team best 11 points. Belunk. Oh, just a freight train going to the rim.
You talk about a guy in attack mode playing through contact. Most people would be complaining about a foul. He's just excited about getting to the cup.
Phillips going to return it back to Stormo. Here's Bear attacking from the baseline. Let's run the other way. Shinnery. Oh, the beautiful step through.
Oh, that's excellent transition. Shinnery with the nice semi-euro to close it out.
McCollum gets it back. Got Shinnery in the air. He'll pull up. And Stormo can't control the offensive rebound. It'll go back to Quinnipiac when we return as the Bobcats continue to lead 49-38.
Our turkey had a resume. It would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
A lot of guarantees. Personal attention, career experience, guaranteed. Graduate in 4 years or we'll pay the rest, guaranteed. Did we mention Siena is the #1 college in New York for job placement? But these days, the world really needs more Saints. So we're also guaranteeing $57,000 in scholarships. Book your VIP visit today to learn more and see one of America's 50 most beautiful campuses. We guarantee Siena's worth it.
You've seen us on the court, and now, for the first time,
how about we do a timeout for a great true story?
You see us spread the greatness of African American culture by reading books for you that will make you laugh, cry, sing, and learn. Basketball players and coaches support black culture and social justice by reading diverse books in an entertaining and engaging way for all kids. So make a timeout and go to www.timeoutforblacklives.com today, a MAAC initiative.
Quinnipiac 49-38. You can't see him. There he is, surfacing for us. 13 points for Matt Belunk, and Chris just leading this Bobcats attack.
Very aggressive, stars being stars, all conference player, again playing downhill, gets to the cup. When the jumper is available, he knocks it down, and he's one of those players I love in our league who gets to his spots. He understands the mid-range is good, especially in that 6'4" range, where you can get to your spot, raise up, and knock down shots also.
And he's leading Quinnipiac in this game, as is the talented freshman Javian McCollum for Siena.
Javian has done a really good job controlling the tempo to a certain degree. Again, only a freshman picking his spots. However, I would love Siena just to control the tempo a little bit better right now. I believe the tempo is in favor of the Bobcats.
Oh, Riggins and Jones not on the same page, and a turnover. Unforced error leads to this Saints possession. Rogers, one-on-one work against Belunk. Rise and fire. And I believe that was off a Bobcat last. It'll stay with the Saints.
And that's the man who needs to get going. Rogers, he needs to get some things going in transition, find out some areas where they can get him going because he's having a tough time thus far.
Yeah, if Siena can get Colby Rogers on track, that would be huge. He's just 1 for 9. Stormo kind of lost it on the way up, but a whistle.
And here's what I mean about controlling tempo. Even with the miss here, Stormo gets fouled. They go to the free throw line. Now you're not racing back and forth so quickly. The pace of the game just slows down a tad when you go inside because the bigs are going to bang on each other and they have to call fouls.
Stormo's a 72% free throw shooter on the season.
Need the big fella to make these free throws.
Siena will bring Nick Hopkins back into the game. Michael Baer will take a seat.
You'd like to see Nick be more aggressive also.
Stormo goes 0 for 2. Oh, Rigoni was almost falling out of bounds. Good hustle by Belanc. And we mentioned the Saints injuries this year. As Desi Jones explodes to the rim, and he is really becoming quite the player in this league.
Oh, that's beautiful, Eddie. Again, controlled the tempo, called his number that time. Side of the floor opened up for him, used his body to protect, finishes at the rim.
And to close that point, when Quinnipiac lost Savion Lewis earlier this year, really allowed Desi Jones to come into his own.
Next man up.
A 13-point lead for Quinnipiac. Screen and roll. McGuire diving to the rim. That's great defense by McCollum. It'll stay here, but a nice job to tie up McGuire.
Well, you said it during that last break. Siena needs to get some stops, and it starts with one. One stop can trigger them going into 2, 3, 4.
Jones goes and gets it from Riggins. Billups on the passing lane. Jared Billups to the rim.
My goodness, Billups strong on the steal, and when he gets to the rim, he's in attack mode, goes up with two hands strong.
Remind me when we organize a MAAC dunk contest next year that we invite Jared Billups.
He's definitely on the list. And it's no surprise the name sounds familiar. Yes, Chauncey Billups is in his family.
Yeah, they are cousins. Great pedigree. I love Chauncey Billups.
Yes.
No, and that will go down the other way. Riggins unable to finish. Rigoni couldn't get a handle on it. Chance for Siena to get it back to single digits.
Again, Riggins inside once again. Excellent position. Undersized. Tough to make that shot. He's so strong. However, that's a stop that Siena needed. Let's see if they can string something together.
Quinnipiac has brought back into the matchup Marfo. They've also returned Courtright, who gave them a serious spark in that first half with 7 points and 5 assists.
Yes, he did.
Stormo on the screen and roll. Oh, and a chance here as he trails the play for Quinnipiac with numbers.
Jackson has to finish that.
McGuire inside out. Good recovery by Billups. Belanc, crossover move. Rise and fire three, and that one was short.
You touched on it in the first half, Eddie. He plays everything in fast motion.
Another chance for Siena. We're here at 13 minutes to go in the second. Get this to a single-digit game. Billups to the rim. Well, Stormo there to clean it up. Oh, but he misses the easy one.
Right now, Stormo just having a tough time around the rim. You saw his reaction. They're like, come on.
Courtright. One-on-one move, wraparound look. Marfo, big block, Jackson, Stormo. And a loose ball foul, I believe, will go on Billups.
Good help side defense by Jackson. Right now, the Bobcats beating Siena to all the 50-50 balls.
That, along with how they're shooting, really appear to be the difference with 12:32 to go in the second in this 11-point game.
And this is where you have to be mentally tough if you're seeing it, because you're still right in it. You've missed some shots you know you can make. Just try to persevere.
Marfo lost it. Bear, throw ahead. Nick Hopkins to the rim and a big foul. McGuire got him on the way up.
He got him on the way up. I think McGuire, using his length, he may not have to foul that one. Nick Hobson, a smaller guard, go straight up and get that on the glass. I like to see McGuire try to get it higher on the glass and use his length.
I'll tell you, on second look, that was a really good. It
looked fairly clean,
right?
Really good
play.
A lot of ball action there.
Really good play. He used his length just on the floor. He didn't have to go up.
That's why I said if you go higher, as a longer player, it doesn't look like a foul. Lower against Hopkins, look more like a foul.
Another one coming for the veteran Nick Hopkins. This is, as you see with so many players, because of that COVID year, his 6th year of college. Had a great season for Siena last year after a really nice career at Belmont.
Key word you used was veteran. As a veteran, you want Nick to take control, be the leader, get these guys going.
Well, he knocks them both down, and he does make it a single-digit game. Marfo will initiate from top of the key. Belunk, a series of moves.
He plays so hard and fast, getting to a spot mid-range.
It really has improved. He's just a complete offensive player now. Can do it at all 3 levels. Good hands, court right, but he stepped on the end line. It'll stay with Siena when we come back. An 11-point Quinnipiac lead here in our first quarterfinal tonight. Atlantic City, our backdrop here at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. (53-42), 11th-seeded Quinnipiac with the lead over Siena. Let's check back in with the third member of our crew and bring in Daryl Fine.
You know, we think of the Bobcats as a team that just likes to launch threes, and they do. They like to do that. They knocked down 17 last night, 7 so far tonight. But they're also winning the war in the paint, the battle, the boards. They're also showing off some depth. Last night, Belunk, Ragoni, and Jones combined for 64 of the 77 points. Well, tonight just 22 points, so the bench is a factor and doing very well for Quinnipiac.
Well, thank you, Daryl and Chris. He's right on.
Yes.
Quinnipiac's bench outscoring Siena's 15-5 to this point.
If you're going to be successful in a tournament, when you're playing consecutive games, you need your second unit to play well. Quinnipiac doing that right now.
Siena struggling here in the second half, just 4 for 13 from the floor. Where do the Saints go offensively? Here is Bear, sweeping left-hand hook.
Look at Matt, first to that rebound, strong.
Here's Courtright, going to take Hopkins down to the block. For that righty turnaround shot, and Hopkins with the rebound. Hopkins going to go to the pull-up jumper, and there's Rigoni down low.
Again, the pace right now favors the Bobcats.
.15 to shoot, Marfo finding the cutting Rigoni. Well, he lost it momentarily, and then he tried to throw it off of Bear. It was originally called Siena ball. They'll confer, and they'll change it around. It'll stay with the Bobcats.
Great job by the officials getting together on that, changing the call. Good cut by Jacob. Beautiful pass by Kev. However, Jacob has to be stronger, catch it clean, and finish.
Courtright throws up the wild lefty shot. Marfo up with two hands. Finishes and one.
Kevin Marfo working the glass. You talked about that being a wild shot. However, when you put that shot up, if you know the shot blocker is coming, Eddie, that gives you an opportunity to offensive rebound. Look where Kev is. And he goes up strong, uses that power bounce, looking for an and one.
And because, like you said earlier, he grabs the ball with two hands, when he goes back up, it's already a strong take.
No question about it. But you like the idea that shot is going up on the glass. It isn't blocked. You talk about it being a wild shot. Even with the wild shot, if a shot blocker comes over, it gives Kevin Marfo an excellent opportunity to offensive rebound.
7 points, 10 rebounds so far for Kevin Marfo.
You know he's going to rebound. When he can score the ball, it's definitely a bonus for this Quinnipiac team.
McCollum, Billups. Oh, Siena needed that one. Stormo on the offensive glass.
You want Jackson to continue to work hard.
It'll be Brendan McGuire's second foul. Just the fourth on Quinnipiac. After that hot starting for Siena, they are now down to 34% for the game, 25% this half. Marfo, look at Belunk dive on the ground.
Oh, he's all over the place. And again, he's taking it personal, the matchup between he and Kobe Rogers. You can hear the bench cheering him on.
Courtright the other way, using the window, and the foul for Louis Courtright.
And the momentum is definitely with the Bobcats. The energy level is high.
What a second half for Quinnipiac. They start this game on fire, and they continue it here after the break.
And getting into that lane, like I said, Eddie, play through the contact. When you get 2 feet in the lane, it's always trouble for the defense.
Now the rebound snatched out of the air by Billups. And then a foul on McGuire. It'll be his third.
That's definitely one McGuire would love to have back. Now he has to sit down.
And Chris Siena here in need of offense.
Yes, indeed. talked about paint touches, but you want Kobe Rogers to touch it also and do something.
Well, they get it to him on the curl. Rogers lost it on the way up. Billups, McCollum, the open three. Look at Billups, skying for the offensive rebound. Hopkins, Saints needed it.
They definitely needed that. Great extra effort. Billups with the big-time rebound gets it out for the open three.
The veteran Nick Hopkins, a big shot for Siena. Stops a Quinnipiac scoring run.
More importantly, they need stops on this end.
Courtright delivering to Marfo. He gets it to roll in.
And what Quinnipiac is doing, they're taking advantage of their larger guards, getting in good position. Double team comes over, they're making great decisions.
15-point Quinnipiac lead. Rogers, that's a tough one for Colby Rogers.
Maybe that'll get Rogers on track again. This young man can make tough shots.
Eight and a half to go here in the second. Belunk, stop, start again, lost it. McCollum comes away with it. Rogers, he'll pull up for three in transition. That's good for Colby Rogers.
Colby Rogers, welcome to the game, fella. Big time three in transition, steps right into it. Siena on a run.
After the Saints stepped in front, beautiful defensive play on one end. Rogers finishing on the other. Bring it right back.
Formative policy and to promote equity and inclusion for the long haul.
Tonight's broadcast of ESPN College Basketball is brought to you in part by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com. Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. And by Levy Recognition. Recognition solutions that elevate performance. Siena down 10 to Quinnipiac as the third-seeded Saints look to launch a second-half comeback.
Well, again, it starts with a guy like Rogers. We want stars to be stars in your tournament. You want them to be a little bit more aggressive. You like the transition opportunity. He's a shot maker, big for Siena. However, this man right in front of us, Matt Blanc, he has been really good, aggressive. He's stepped up to the challenge defensively, and he's leading this Quinnipiac team.
Well, the game has started to find the same rhythm it did in the first half. Each team has made its last three field goals. Belunk, that was way off, but Shinnery pulls down the offensive rebound. A whistle down low, they'll say jump balls. Siena will get it back.
Kind of a quick shot, but as hard and as well as he's played, you can live with that.
Leads this Bobcats team with 15 points. As McCollum, who controls here, leads Siena with 11. Rogers, another rise and fire. Good hustle by Bear. McCollum from the wing. The ball comes out to Colby Rogers. He'll create some space. Siena, relentless on the offensive glass this possession, and Bear is fouled.
Big time possession here for Siena. Control the glass. Right now they're on the run. Only down 10. Siena down 10. Quinnipiac 60. Siena 50.
let's take a look at your Hercules Tires strong move of the game.
Jared Billups in transition, goes up strong with two hands. That's your strong move. Billups!
Hercules Tires, ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com. Here in Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Visitors from Connecticut looking good so far. Quinnipiac with a 60-50 lead over Siena.
We've talked about their shooting the entire game, obviously, but they've been really solid on the defensive end. You talked about Matt Blanc. He's taken the challenge of guarding Kobe Rogers, makes things really difficult. I like the size of both guys. And oftentimes when you have guys who are all-conference players, they take it personal when you're playing against another all-conference player. I was never an all-conference player ever, rightfully so probably, but again, I always wanted to play really well against the all-conference players in a tournament because it's a shorter setting and you get a chance to match up with them, and it's all gloves off. You're going mano-a-mano. In this case here, I love that battle between these two.
Well, and when those league teams are announced, you're saying the players know. They know who made those teams.
No question about it. And you have guys like myself who are sitting in the cut saying, okay, wait till I get an opportunity to play against you.
8-point game here in the second half. Jones, McGuire, good swing. Blanc in the corner. Oh, and Marfo pulls the rebound down, and the whistle will go against Siena and Jordan Kellier.
Wow. Kellier had really good box out position. Marfo with such good hands. I can't say it enough, Eddie. He reminds me so much of Andre Drummond. Quick to the basketball when he's rebounding.
There's Blanc, full speed, defended well by Rogers as he makes an impact on the defensive end.
Is it me or does it look like Matt's playing in fast motion? When he gets the ball, it looks like the volume gets turned up to 8 or 9, whereas everybody else is maybe at a 7.
Yeah, Matt Blanc playing looks like you're watching it at 2 times speed. Has it on the baseline. Good patience, good hands by Kellier, and here comes Siena. They just made it a single-digit game as they further try to cut into Quinnipiac's lead.
Solid stop. The building is starting to get a little bit louder.
Billups, strong move to the basket.
Like the young fella playing through the contact, Eddie. You don't have freshmen who come into the league with a body like that. You have to use it.
He's got 11 points. The freshman backcourt of the Saints, Billups and McCollum each with 11. You hear the Saints faithful. Here's Rigoni, left-hand dribble inside. Lost it. And it'll stay with Quinnipiac, 6 seconds on the shot clock.
That solid defense, running Jacob off that three-point line. You know he wants to shoot the ball. Not as good putting it on the floor. He's gotten better, but you want to send people to their weakness.
Siena riding a wave of momentum here to make it a 6-point game. Rigoni can't get the roll. Stormo the rebound. Here is Rogers, face up on court right. Leaving for Jackson Stormo, it's a 4-point game.
Excellent dribble drive. Kobe Rogers draws so much attention once he gets into the lane. Lays it right there for Stormo. Pretty much put it in the basket for the big fella.
A huge Siena run in the 3rd seed. Makes it 60-56 on the strength of an 11-0 run the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
We expected this, Eddie. Again, you knew that Siena was right in the vicinity. Excellent dribble drive action. Stormo with the finish. But you just sensed that the Siena team had the run in them. They had quality shots in that first half. They weren't making them. Now they're making shots, getting some stops. We have a ball game.
No doubt about it, as Siena has turned up its offensive intensity. They've also, Chris, turned things up on the defensive end. They have forced 3 straight Quinnipiac turnovers, helping key that scoring run to make this a 2-possession ball game.
Well, you have to defend The key is how well do you defend? How long do you defend? I made that clear in the first. Everybody can defend for 7 seconds, 8 seconds. That's great. That's like at the playground at the park. But when you get to a higher level, when you can defend for a longer period of time against a good offensive team, that's how you can tell if you're a good defensive team. Take it from a team like St. Peter's.
Out of the timeout. Courtright's three is off the mark as Siena went to a 1-3-1 zone that possession. Here's Rogers. Billups attacking the basket again. And Stormo and Courtright get tied up. It'll keep things here with 5:35 left.
No doubt we're looking at MAAC tournament action here. Billups goes to the basket strong. A lot of contact, no foul. Marfo goes down, but you have to play through it. Continue to play. That's where your mental toughness comes into play.
$18 seconds for Siena. Here's Hopkins. Trying to post Stormo. Instead, he sets the screen. Hopkins into the lane, and he's fouled. Nick Hopkins will go to the line with 5:26 to go in a 4-point game.
Eddie, that was all created with the hesitation move off the screen. Great hezi by Hopkins, drawing the contact. Smaller guard, you have to be crafty with the basketball.
Hopkins knocked down a couple of free throws earlier in this half. He'll shoot 2 with Quinnipiac leading 60-56. $12 straight points for Siena.
And when you're Quinnipiac, your decision-making starts to come into play. It's much easier to make decisions when you're up 10 points or more. Now you're in single digits. Those shots aren't as easy to come by.
Siena will stay in that 1-3-1 zone. Swing it around. Balunk on the wing. And there's Billups and a chance for the Saints to tie this one up or even take the lead. They haven't led this one since 18-17 in the first half. And with 4:54 to go, timeout is called on the court. The ball came to Desi Jones after a deflection, and then timeout was called to allow Kevin Marfo to exit the game.
Weird way the stoppage happened there. Billups had a good look, didn't knock it down. You can't complain.
So Marfo exited. It allowed Riggins to come in. And they are examining Kevin Marfo, who appears to be in a great deal of pain on the sideline. That's saying something because he's tough.
You got it. Well, in that last series when Billups drove to the lane, there was some sort of contact collision, no call.
And Courtright rips the rebound away. Rigoni tees up the three from straight away.
Big time by Jacob. You can't leave a guy like him open for any period of time. And I love that he's talking to Courtright, letting him know, I appreciate you getting that strong rebound, keeping that possession alive.
After Siena cut it to 2, the big Rigoni three makes it 63-58. Well, this is our third quarterfinal of the tournament. Our first here on Thursday night. Monmouth and Niagara await us after. Smooth, a lot to be determined to see who's going to take on St. Peter's.
No question about it. Both of these teams playing so hard. You love the way Siena has made this late run. However, Quinnipiac not backing down at all.
The big reason Siena's on the second half run, the play of freshman Jared Billups, 11 points and 8 rebounds.
Both freshmen have played very well in their first tournament setting.
Yeah, both he and McCollum have been great. But now they give it to Rogers, the all-league pick, who steps back into a three. Colby Rogers!
Colby Rogers is a shot maker. Knocks down the three ball big time. The Siena fans are on their feet.
Rogers had 17 in the regular season finale against Canisius. He's coming alive here in the second half. Belanc one-on-one with Billups. 10 to shoot. Tough fadeaway 2. And here comes Billups out of the pile with it in a 2-point game.
Billups is everywhere, taking on the assignment on the defensive end, coming up with the rebound also.
3:35 to go in the second. McCollum, the drive. Billups inside. Rigoni takes it away.
Classic case, play through the contact, no call.
Two-point game as Quinnipiac has weathered a 16-3 Siena run. Belanc. Jones creates the open look from the wing. Desi Jones downtown.
Desi Jones is so solid. Excellent job creating space. Knocks down the three. Had not called his number for a long time.
A huge shot for the sophomore. Rogers starting to get hot. Colby Rogers again.
Talk to me, Colby. That's why you're on the second team all MAAC right there.
No, Colby Rogers is saying, I'll see that second team and maybe raise it one with his second half performance.
And that's what we're asking for. You want your stars to be stars, coming up big, shot maker. And Eddie, there's a difference between shot maker and shooter. Shooters oftentimes go with the flow of the game. You may get hot, sometimes you're cold. A guy like Colby Rogers, he's going to take shots, he's going to make shots regardless where he is, and he has the confidence to keep shooting.
Chris, this is such a great point. And Rogers started this game very cold. He was 1 for 9 from the floor at one point. Now leads his team with 14 and has come alive in the second half.
Well, you were well aware that he wasn't going to shy away from shots. You knew a guy like him would go down shooting. I once heard Kobe Bryant say, you'll never see me go 1 for 7, maybe 1 for 25 because I'm going to keep shooting. This guy's in that line of shooting the basketball because he's a shot maker and he understands he can score the ball.
A quartet of Saints in double figures led by Rogers is 14. Matt Belanc leads Quinnipiac with 15, but this Siena run is a big one. And you wonder now where Quinnipiac goes for a bucket. Desi Jones just hit a huge three. It was his first shot in quite a while, but now it's a 2-point game with 2:49 to go.
Well, again, Desi's done a really good job running the show. Like to see some sort of screen and roll action or the dribble handoff, which they've been very successful with. But against this zone here, they've kind of not seen it, but it looks like this young man right here, Rigoni, was lost. You can't lose him in the zone.
His 4th 3 tonight, his 11th here in Atlantic City this week. McCollum using the screen, getting to the free throw line. It's too strong. Billups fouls Courtright with 2:16 to go.
Courtright has come up with some really big rebounds and loose balls. Now, Eddie, on this one here, you can't lose Jacob in the zone. That's the last person. That's like shooting target practice, free throws, three-pointers. That's so easy for him, too easy.
Came into play tonight with 315 career threes. That's a mind-boggling number.
They go back to the dribble handoff.
And a foul on the wing before the shot. So wave off the Rigoni made three as they whistle Bear for the foul.
And he's in a rhythm now. Even on the foul, he makes the shot. So if you're Siena, you have to understand he's in a really good rhythm. Run him off that three-point line anytime he gets a look.
Rigoni with the huge game in the first round against Marist when he had 7 as part of a 17 three-point barrage for the Bobcats. They have 10 here tonight. In a game that has featured a ton of big shots both ways. Now inside of 2 minutes to go. Jones creating the open look. Belong from the wing. Minute 38 in a 5-point game. Where does Siena go?
Jackson Stormo hasn't touched the ball in a while, but I like Kobe Rogers doing what he does.
Hopkins will hand it off to him. Rogers gets the smaller Desi Jones on him. Puts the shoulder down. Too strong on the baseline, and the rebound to Riggins.
Big time box out by Jacob Rigoni inside.
Back to the man-to-man for Siena. At the 1 minute mark, the Bobcats have 17 to shoot.
Plenty of time. Siena does not have to foul yet.
Gonna clear things out for Jones. Gonna go to the crossover. 3 seconds to shoot. Jones, up and under move. Desi Jones beats the shot clock.
Big time footwork by Desi Jones. Again, the young man has done a tremendous job running the show. When he calls his number, he's right on point. Watch the feet of this Eddie. Again, you think the young man's in trouble, keeps his pivot foot down, good fake, goes backwards, another fake, up and under, off the glass. Desi with the bucket.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be close. I thought in real time that he got it off right as the clock was expiring, but here's the thing. There's no lights around the backboard.
You're right.
So it's not the easiest for us to tell. You literally, and our officials are at the monitor checking it out. You're going to have to go to that wide-angle view, see the shot clock on top of the basket to see when it leaves Desi Jones' hands.
Let's take another look. Again, you love the feet. Doesn't panic. Looking at the shot clock. He may have had it. No good, Eddie. Solid defense by Siena, but I thought Desi did a good job trying to be patient. But if you're Quinnipiac, you did run the clock down as low as it could go. So Siena didn't get the ball in transition. They have to come down against your set defense opposed to in a transition situation.
Now you credit Jones for making the tough shot just half a second too late. So Siena gets the defensive stop it needs with 44 seconds remaining.
Look for Kobe Rogers to touch this basketball.
Oh, he's being face guarded by Belong. Throwback, Hopkins for 3. And a loose ball. Who's going to come away with it? It's out of bounds off of Jones.
Excellent hustle by Jared Billups going after that basketball. He's been in the mix all second half.
They're going to go to the monitor again as both Billups and a few different Bobcats, including Desi Jones, were over on the baseline.
You know it's important when they keep going to the monitor. They do not want to miss anything if they can. Both teams playing hard. 64-69. I think Siena still has time. You don't need to panic.
Well, this game at one point, with 10 minutes and 1 second to go in the second half, was Quinnipiac 58, Siena 42. From that time to now, the Saints had a massive run towards the latter part of the middle of the second half, as we'll take another look.
Billups not giving up on the play. He's going after it. Does he touch it last? Can't really tell. That's a tough one.
You can see Billups and Jones get kind of tangled up. And
right, but Billups has his back to us where the ball's located.
Did it hit Desi Jones's left calf?
That's a tough one, Eddie. I can't see it. Got to give a lot of credit to these officials. A tough job.
So that not only our crew checking to the monitor, but our production crew.
No question about it.
Doing a great job over the course of 3 full days of broadcast. Started way back Tuesday morning at 9:30. The producers, the student crew from the various member institutions that have all come down here to Atlantic City and allowed us to put on these broadcasts here on ESPN.
Standing ovation for the entire crew, Eddie. They allow us to do our thing, make us look good, at least me, because you're cool already. And in that case, giving you the highlights. And you know what I love so much about the crew? When you see them off camera, everyone's so professional, so nice, and it makes you feel good about doing what you do.
No doubt. I've been here 3 full days, smile every single time you walk by one of them. And you can tell by the duration of the review just how close this really is. We looked at it a couple times.
Yes, I can't tell.
I can't tell either. You almost have to, I guess, go with the call that was made on the floor.
That's the usual case. If it can't be overcoming evidence, you have to keep it the way it was going.
And they will indeed do that. It was called Siena ball originally. It stays with the Saints.
Saints need a bucket here. It doesn't have to be a 3.
Rogers has had the hot hand late in the second half. And Rigoni got a hand on it, and he stepped out of bounds. Did he get a timeout?
Wow, great job by Jacob Rigoni with the denial.
Oh, they call a foul on Billups. Rigoni the steal on the inbounds, and he'll go to the free throw line. What a development.
Billups couldn't keep him on his hip, and I've said this throughout the entire ball game, being strong with the ball, playing through contact, every foul you think may not be called.
It'll be 1-1 for Jacob Rigoni with 27 seconds left. His first free throws tonight.
And you love having your veterans at the line during these situations. They understand what it means.
97% from the line. Those two might have been the daggers. The Siena have a comeback in, and with 24 seconds left, McCollum off the mark, and a foul will keep things on this end of the floor with 20 seconds left.
The good thing about this, Stormo goes to the line. You can score points with the clock stop. Allows you to set up your pressing offense, possibly come up with a steal. Pressing defense.
The foul is the second on Shinnery. So Stormo will shoot 2. He missed his 2 previous free throws this evening.
And if you're Siena, you want to stretch this game out as long as possible. Keep the pressure on the Bobcats.
It's 1-1 for Jackson Stormo.
Big shot. Now Quinnipiac has to box out on a miss. The last thing you want is a missed free throw, offensive rebound, putback.
Two big free throws for Stormo. It's a 5-point game. The Siena will now extend its pressure full.
Hard denial. You're looking for the first available trap.
McGuire trying to find Jones. McGuire will go over to his bench as Baker Dunleavy calls timeout. It'll be a 60-second timeout for Quinnipiac, leading 71-66.
Great call, Eddie. Again, you had 2 people clear out. Siena in a great position denial, so you only have 3 trying to get open. So you had to call a timeout here. In this situation, you want a quick trap. If you can get, obviously, in the coffin corners, down below near the baseline. However, another very good trapping area right around half court in front of us or at the other corner, because you want to use the half court line to your advantage if possible. And the one thing that always happens in college basketball, the offensive player is looking to be fouled. Don't foul right away. Give a good trap. They're looking for a foul. Put the pressure on them. oftentimes there's going to be a turnover because of traveling violation, because the mindset of the offensive players, I'm looking to be fouled, and when it doesn't happen, they start to panic.
Well, Quinnipiac is an excellent free throw shooting team at 76%. They've only shot 4 tonight. They've made 3 of them, and they've just shot so well from the field and from beyond the arc. As you look at the game reset, it may be the most impressive statistic that we've seen in this game is, again, for the second straight game,
yes,
Quinnipiac's ability to make shots.
And I owe them a huge apology because I thought they would not shoot the ball as well. However, they still shot the ball very well, but you give credit to Siena making their run. This Bobcat team can shoot the basketball, which we know, so you want to try to take that away, but they've done a solid job the entire basketball game.
Ragoni's a 97% shooter. Belanc shoots 83%, as does Desi Jones. The primary ball handlers for this team, excellent free throw shooters, but they go to McGuire. And Brendan McGuire will go to the line, a 69% shooter, shooting 1-1.
Eddie, I thought that was a really good trap. You probably didn't have to foul right away. McGuire, again, one of those players not as strong with the ball. You probably would love to see him put it on the floor, but he's not a great free throw shooter. Let's see if he steps up to the line and knocks these down.
Oh, the foul was originally called on Jared Billups, which would be his 5th. Now, Michael Baer is pleading his case that he committed the foul. And I will give credit to whoever initiated that conversation, whether it's Baer or Carmen Massarello or Billups himself, because the first thing you do, if your teammate's got 4 in the foul, you put the arm up. No, I did it.
That's part of being a good teammate, understanding you need Billups on the floor. Baer, he puts his hand up first. That was me. The officials obviously taking a look at it. You want Billups on the floor if you're a Siena Saint.
He's got 11 points, 9 rebounds, and as of now, 5 fouls. But they'll check and see who the foul was called on.
Now, in the meantime, this gives McGuire more time to think about his free throw.
Now, let's see.
Now, you don't have to foul right here. You got 3 guys around him. No foul. Oh, that was an excellent trapping opportunity.
And they do keep the foul on Jared Billups. And you saw the replay. Billups just kind of looked like he kind of almost maybe grabbed a jersey. It wasn't anything too physical, but that will foul out Jared Billups in his first MAAC tournament game after a brilliant performance.
Yes, indeed. Played very well, played hard, gave you a great effort, but it goes back to my initial point about fouling. McGuire's looking for the foul. Don't foul him. You had 3 people around him. Great trapping opportunity, yes.
So here's a big 1-1 from McGuire.
Big time knockdown.
In a 6-point game, this free throw would make it a 3-possession game. McCollum into the front court. Reverse layup with 13 seconds left.
Strong take, pick up, and find.
McGuire will get it into Ragoni. And one of the best free throw shooters in the country will go to the free throw line.
Ragoni doing a really good job getting himself open, coming back to the basketball hard and strong.
Ragoni this season is 40 of 41 from the line.
Hasn't shot a lot for the season, but when he does, he makes them.
Still a 1-1. Same position as the previous 2. And Ragoni calmly knocks down 2. And Quinnipiac will drop back with 12.7 seconds left, leading by 7.
Right now, if you're the Bobcats, keep everything in front of you if you can. No fouls.
And McCollum will hoist the 3 up, and it'll go with exactly 8 seconds left.
The rookie still has life. Still a ball game, Eddie-O. On this timeout here, when you come out, hard denial. If you haven't denied all season, this is when you want to do it. Try to deny the basketball. Do not allow it to get in. Ideally, you want the 5-second call. But as soon as it gets in, quick foul. And I've said this time and time again, for all you young players watching or listening, foul across the hands. If you can foul across the hands, what are you going to the line shooting with? Your hands. It's not a malicious deal. Hit the hands so you have that player who got fouled thinking about something. You just want them thinking. All right, you know what? That was a hard foul on my, now my hand's hurting. Oh, really? So those are the mind games you want to use if you can. Hard foul as soon as it gets in, if it gets in. But you want to deny as hard as you've ever denied right now.
Now we've already seen McGuire and Rigoni knock down 2 in this critical juncture. The next foul will be Siena's 10th, and it would give Quinnipiac 2 free throws with 8.2 seconds to go in a 4-point game.
Now, this may be contrary to most people's belief. I would love to try to foul Rigoni or McGuire again. Even though they made their last one, you're thinking, all right, I made one. Am I due to miss? It's all the different mind games that come into play. Maybe not Jacob, because this guy wants to. I think I might want to try to foul McGuire if he's still in the ballgame.
And it'll be Courtright now to throw the ball in. Louis Courtright, time getting close as he gets it into Jones, and the foul given with 6.8 seconds left.
Almost had the denial.
And Louis Courtright got that ball in at 4.5 seconds on the count.
And you know what Louis did a good job of, Eddie? He ran the baseline. A lot of players don't understand. You have that option. Run the baseline. You can get yourself free and get the ball out.
75-71. Jones shooting 2. He's into double figures.
He's had an exceptional last 2 ball games running the show as a point guard, setting the table facilitator.
And he knocks down 2, 77-71.
In this day and age where you have more lead guards than point guards, this young man did a really good job keeping his team involved.
No, he ran the show all night long, and a foul back the other way with 2.3 seconds left.
Everybody wants to score. You have point guards who sometimes shoot it much more than they need to. He did a really good job calling his number when he needed to, but making sure his teammates were available and they were able to eat.
So McCollum has been fantastic, quite frankly. 16 points.
Yes.
In his first MAAC tournament game.
Look forward to seeing him for the next 3 years or so. Played very well. Like to see him get a little bit stronger, obviously. But again, he's fearless.
McCollum, too strong. There's the tip. And the 11 seed advances. Quinnipiac 77, Siena 71. And the Bobcats have come to Atlantic City and won their first 2. They'll play in the semifinals.
Solid win by the Bobcats. Played to their strength. One of the keys for them, shoot the ball, shoot with confidence. They came out the gate shooting the basketball, which I believe helps their defense. Coach Dunleavy does a really good job sticking to his game plan. As far as defensively, I had a chance to watch them go through practice. These guys are meticulous on the defensive end, did a great job slowing down a guy like Kobe Rogers, and he never got hot until the end.
We have a lot to break down, but let's send it over to Daryl Fine with Baker Dunleavy.
First of all, congratulations, Siena. They came at you hard. I guess there's something to be said for upperclassmen in tournament play.
Yeah, our upperclassmen, especially Jacob Rigoni, Kevin Marfo, those guys were fearless. You know, Marfo played hurt. Jake stepped up and made big plays on both ends. Really proud of them. I can't say enough about our guys' resolve. Similar to our season, you know. Some good times, some bad times, but in the end, you know, we just kept fighting and really proud of them.
Well, I'm sure you're tired of hearing about the 11 seed, but I'm going to put a positive on it. You're the first 11 seed in the MAAC to go to the semifinals. So, you know, as they say, it's cliche, but it's a brand new season.
It is, and we're a good team. I promise you guys, we are a good team, and we've had to sort some things out through the year with injuries and different things, and our guys deserve to be here. They've worked, and I'm really proud of them.
So it's St. Peter's tomorrow night right back here in the second game of the night. I know you lost to them twice, but you guys have a whole different look right now.
We do. It's all about our intensity on the defensive end. You know, that'll create great opportunities for us. and we got to stick with it, but it's going to take full 40 minutes.
Sure will. Thanks. Congratulations. See you tomorrow night. Thank you. Thanks. Now we'll bring in Jacob Rigoni. Congratulations, young man, making a habit of this post game here. It looked like maybe we're playing with a little chip. 11 seed. Everybody's, a little more aggressive. It seemed like once this tournament started.
Yeah, I mean the season's on the line. This is what we work for. We don't care what seed we were. We know where we are at, and a couple balls go a different way out throughout the season. We're a different seeding, but we know the players we got, and we're really confident when the game's on the line. And I'm really proud of our group, man. We just battled all the way to the end.
Why don't we move over here a little bit? Now, Jacob, they made a big run. You were up by 15, 10 minutes left in the game. Courtright makes a big steal off of their rebound, gets it to you up top, and you snap that big run, but that's a key shot in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of work in, so I'm really confident when the game comes down to it that when my shot's open, I'm going to knock it down. I said to our group, if we told ourselves we'd be up 5 with 5 minutes to go in the summertime, we would take it, and we went out and took that, so that was awesome.
Well, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you. Back to you, fellas.
Daryl, thank you so much. The first time an 11 seed will play in the MAAC semifinals. It'll be tomorrow night when these Bobcats take on St. Peter's.
Well, Coach Dudley, you don't have to explain to us. You are a good team. You've proven it. You guys are where you need to be, and I look forward to seeing them playing against a tough St. Peter's team, how they handle pressure, and if they shoot the ball well, they have a chance against anybody.
Well, as we can see, anyone can be beaten here in Atlantic City. For our entire production crew, our producer Andrew Kurtz, Daryl Fine on the sideline, and my broadcast partner Chris Williams, I'm Eddie Acapinti, saying so long from Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Behind 16 points from Jacob Rigoni and 15 from Matt Malung, the 11 seed is moving on as Quinnipiac defeats Siena 77-71. A date in the semifinals with St. Peter's awaits Quinnipiac. Don't go anywhere. Monmouth and Niagara, the 4 and the 5 seed, the final piece of the quarterfinal puzzle is next.